communicate with humor is her objective. Self-help books, Barbara Norman.
I've been noticing something. Happiness is really hard to come by. Life has a way of dishing out all kinds of problems that take my happiness away from me. I also notice that if I want something good, boy, I gotta work really hard at it. And by the time I get it, I'm usually so frustrated with the process or so exhausted I can't enjoy it anyways. So I was walking through Barnes & Noble's one day and I discovered a whole new world. Self-help books. There were shelves and shelves of books just waiting to show me how my happiness was just one manifestation away. Let me share some of the books with you. First was, Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. This made so much sense to me. We are given this one life to live, and we came into this world with unique talents and abilities. We really should nurture those and make a living doing what we love. So I took my easel down to the beach. I started painting. I was going to sell my paintings to all the tourists. At the end of the summer, I sold 4 paintings, and I made $36. It just didn't say how much money would follow. So, you know what you get when you don't get what you want? A lesson. How is it that we have created the most profitable cottage industry in the world with self-help books that tell us that we are somehow divinely chosen to have major life issues just so that we could live purposefully? Isn't that like asking for the fleas of 1,000 camels to infest your armpits so you could feel clean after the acid bath? I heard that this lady, Dr. Laura, wrote a book about the 10 stupid things that women do to mess up their lives, but I wasn't feeling that purposeful, so I didn't buy that. Then I turned to relationships. Can love last? Well, after reading this, I've decided yes, it can, as long as you're a serial dater. For those of you who are married, we love each other, but. Now, if you want to test the effectiveness of this book, call your spouse on the way home and tell them 3 things that they need to change or do differently. Well, I had to learn better communication skills after that, so I got The Dance of Connection by Harriet Lerner. How to talk to someone when you're mad, hurt, scared, frustrated, insulted, betrayed, or desperate. I needed that because I really had to stop stuffing my emotions in being passive-aggressive. I couldn't remember all of this stuff, I just knew I needed to talk. And when I started going, man, my mouth ran so much faster than my brain, and my brain was sitting back here going, oh God, please stop. I did some damage. I really did some damage. So I resorted to building a spiritual connection with my dog, and I bought How to Raise a Jewish Dog. He didn't care. He wasn't getting it. Then I read books and books and books on how to understand God and know God. And the coup de grace, by the way, I looked up coup de grace in Wikipedia, and it says the final blow to end the suffering of a wounded creature. The coup de grace was by Mother Teresa, "Come be my light." And it turns out that Mother Teresa really doubted her relationship and her faith with God. So I decided the self-help section needed a little dose of reality, so I wrote the next book. Give it a rest. People fundamentally don't change. I almost gave up on that search for happiness, and one day I read something about creating beauty in life. And it could mean something as much as giving a large endowment to a charity, or it could mean as little as spending time with someone who's in pain. And I thought, wow, I could do that. I'm already doing that. I have an 86-year-old aunt, And I'm the only family in town, so I look after her. And her body has not been a temple. She is not a healthy person, and she's depressed. And I was feeling like this is a dose of martyrdom for me. I really was not enjoying this at all. But then I decided that Phyllis, my Aunt Phyllis, would be my source of beauty. And I started coming around, and I had this perception change. I started enjoying her more. I saw her perk up. She laughed more. I started going down there because I saw that she was so happy when I came. And what was really cool about it is she started talking more and more about her life and about her circumstances, the time she grew up, the family she grew up with, the limitations she had. She started to understand her situation better. She's 86, she's too old to change it, but at least there's a bit of healing going on. But my happiness came in looking at the generation of women who came before me and the struggles they had so that I have choices. And I do have choices, and I learned gratitude for that generation that came before me. The next thing I learned was I don't want to be 86 and not have time to fix my life. So I started living more purposefully. And Phyllis is my source of joy. I don't need all of those books to find happiness. All I needed was to take a couple of hours and make the difference in one person's life.